Welcome back to 20 Side Adventures. My name's Ryan. This video is my build for the Monster Mash party. I created a mummy protector, so a Thaumaturge whose regalia implement is a sacred scarab from their pseudo-Egyptian background that they then allowed themselves to become a mummy and the eternal guardian of whatever ancient or sacred relic is important to them. So in the Monster Mash, we're teaming up with Team Player Gaming to build the monstrous character for a party and how it will team up and work with its cohort. If you haven't seen the other builds for this video, check out my Banshee, as well as in our collaboration section, the various builds that Team Player Gaming has put together for Monster Mash in the month of October. If you like what we're doing here on the channel, give a like and subscribe down below. It's much appreciated. Easiest way to support the channel, leave a comment. And if you like reading about adventures that might be going on at my table, check out my Substack for some session recaps in a more dramatic novella style. All right, shilling done. Let's get into the Monster Mash video and my Thaumaturge build. Here we are on Path Builder. If you're unfamiliar with this tool, this is a fantastic character building sheet that you can take with you across devices, and you can import these sheets into a variety of places such as Foundry or Roll20. It is generally free to use, but there is a small fee if you want to have access to a wide variety of alternate rule systems as well as third-party content. Definitely worth the small investment if you are a regular Pathfinder player. So all right, for Monster Mash, my mummy Thaumaturge here, we are human. And the reason we went with human is because we want access to some of the unique human feats early on that give you more class feats. Background is cursed because, of course, we're cursed as being a mummy. This is going to let you get an attribute boost to charisma, which we're going to want for our primary stat as a Thaumaturge. And more importantly, once per minute, we can add a bonus to a saving throw that you have not yet rolled because of your curse effect. It is a +2 bonus to that save, or +3 if you are, say, rolling against a curse effect. Our abilities here, we're leaning very much into strength and charisma because we are planning to be a melee-focused Thaumaturge, so we want to be in the thick of things and able to dish out some damage. Skilled human for a little bit of extra skills. Natural ambition, this is the main reason we took human, because we wanted to be able to take scroll thaumaturgery and diverse lore at level 1, so we can be a casting thaumaturge with our scrolls and just know all of the things. An interesting point for diverse lore that I came across in my studies for the class and doing the 101 through 401 series recently, a lot of GMs are allowing the lore DC reduction on diverse lore, and I don't think that's the right play. So just as a little rules side jaunt here, if you are using diverse lore, you should not be getting a DC reduction at your table because it is a lore. It's also really funny, look up where that rule comes from. It's not even really a hard set rule yet. Somehow, we all know about it. It's weird how that kind of stuff spreads around the tabletop community. First implement, we took Regalia because we want to be able to buff our parties and be the most team interactive possible, and the Regalia gives us lots of bonuses that many people can benefit from. We're giving a bonus to Follow the Expert and reduce the Frightened condition. We're also gaining a bonus to Deception, Diplomacy, and Intimidate, and in this build we're leaning very much into Intimidate. As that goes up, that buff increases. We're also now giving status bonus to damage rolls to anyone in our Regalia order. So the Regalia is a very team-centric implement to take, and that's why we've taken it, because we're teamed up with Team Player Gaming, and we are all about teamwork when we do these. At level 2, we're going to dip into that mummy dedication because we need to be spooky, and that is what this is all about. We're also taking Intimidating Glare. The other nice thing about the mummy build is we're getting toughness for free since we're wanting to be a bit more of a frontline fighter, since we're going to be relying on the commander in our party to help us out with some commands. At 3, Intimidating Prowess, because again, high strength, leaning into intimidation. 4, Esoteric Warden, because we're going to want a little bit more defense while we're in there mixing it up. And then Unmistakable Lore is an interesting general skill to take as a Thaumaturge, because you get to use it for a recall knowledge on a lore subcategory, which we're going to go with esoteric lore. So now we get the benefits of this. When we get critical failures, they just become failures instead. So instead of getting completely bogus information with dubious lore, we get some good information and some bogus information now. And as we level up and become a master for free, when we get critical successes, we're going to get even more information from being able to use esoteric lore. Haughty obstinance here. Whenever we save against a direct mental controlling effect, we're going to get a critical save instead because controlling a mummy is super hard to do. Scroll esoterica because we're leaning into scrolls, so we want some regular scrolls in our repertoire. Say that again as a skill feat, so this is a reaction. If someone critically fails attempt to demoralize us or lie to us, we get to turn around and do it to them. Incredible initiative, because it's always nice to have some initiative bonuses here at 7. At 8, sympathetic vulnerabilities. This is so we can use our exploit vulnerabilities with more effect. If similar weaknesses are found across multiple creatures that are of a different type, we can now apply that to them, as well as we can now apply our personal antithesis across all of our adversaries that are the same type instead of just the single one. And then battle cry, so we can get a free demoralize off of our initiative checks. Ancestry feat aeromancer, so we can pick up fly, because why not? Flying is always cool. 10, a curse touch. Not super useful, but we're wanting this for later. When you make a fist strike, we're now doing 2d6 persistent negative damage, which we're not doing many fist strikes, so this is really a take for later, as well as we can apply the stupefied condition. Aksuma's awakening, because it just sounds very mummy-like, as well as we now get access to some cantrips and some other spells, which, as we're leading into that pseudo spellcasting mummy, that is super cool. At 11, we're also boosting our weapon implement, which I think I neglected to say our second implement we took was weapon, so that is our second implement. Now we're getting it up to its next level. 12, channel rot. This is also from the mummy and why we took it, because now we can apply that persistent damage and that stupefy debuff to all of our weapon strikes. Too angry to die also sounds like a mummy protector kind of vibe, where when you are knocked unconscious, as soon as we come back up, we get to make an intimidation check. Ancestry feat shadow pack, so we can mix some of our blood with some shadows and use a creation spell. Just kind of leans into that cursed eternal mummy vibe. 14, elaborate scroll esoterica, because more scrolls. This is what we're leaning into. We're meleeing, we're casting from scrolls, and we're a mummy. Break curse as a skill feat, because seems like something we should be able to do. We can break curses. Incredible investiture at 15, because more magic items, especially as a thaumaturge, makes a lot of sense. We're taking amulet as our third implement, and this is giving us a nice reaction to help protect our party. At 16, shared warding, so now not only are we getting an AC bonus from things we've exploited vulnerability on, but our allies are as well. And then 16, scared death, because if you're leaning into intimidate, why wouldn't you want to just end them with your scariness? Ancestry feat stubborn persistence, and this is just going to let you get rid of a possible fatigue condition. As you get in higher level, I always struggle to find worthwhile ancestry feats, and then we are boosting our regalia to its max level at 17. At 18, intense implement. This is going to let our third implement get to the adept level. And then just picked up trick magic item, because at high levels, skill feats start to get a little weird to take. 19, fleet, because a little bit of speed never hurt anyone, and this late in the game, why not? And then at level 20, we're taking Wonder Worker for our Thaumaturge, and this is giving you access to an 8th level or lower spell, because again, we are being a scroll and spell casting melee Thaumaturge. So there you have it. All right, this is the Mummy Thaumaturge for the Monster Mash. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments. We'll be having a video with Team Player Gaming where we talk about the whole party together and their synergies. Keep an eye out for that. Also, be sure to check out his channel and all the videos there for Monster Mash. As always, if you like what we're doing here on 20-Side Adventures, please leave a like and a subscribe down below, as well as leave a comment. That is the easiest way to support the channel. Gonna wish you guys a fantastic time on your 20-Side Adventures. We'll catch you next time.